a complete end-to-end application. So we discussed about how do we create a single page application in environment. I uploaded that sample example and I uploaded that notes related to that. You can go through. So next, after understanding, one more concept I'm showing you here is so how to build and deployment. How we can build and deploy, building and deployment actually. So what is building and deployment? How we can deploy? We'll see one simple option actually. Technically, building is nothing but building is the process of checking a few things in your project like syntactical errors, checking about dependencies. Are all dependencies correctly configured or not? Checking about directives. So whether the directives are correctly configured or not, checking about metadata. All this is all this happens in building actually. So building means after you designed your project, first we have to check, is the project good with all syntaxes, is good with all dependencies. We are not missing with any syntax and dependencies. All directives are correctly configured, metadata, everything is defined perfectly. So after checking errors actually, what happens is project transcompiles all TypeScript into JavaScript. Because we are using TypeScript and the browser directly cannot understand TypeScript, already we learned that. So first it will check the errors. If there are no errors, everything will be translated into JavaScript. After translating into JavaScript, what will happen is, so our project will copy all files into a folder called, it will copy into a folder called dist. So dist is a folder, actually distribution. This is dist folder is production ready actually. It is production ready. Production ready means it is ready for deployment. Deployment means, deploying means you can say go live. It is ready for going live, so that everybody can see it, everybody can start using it actually, deployment. So for building, so we have to run some commands. So after creating the project, once the project is ready to build Angular project, you have to use the commands. ng-build is one command. What ng-build command will do is, it will copy all the files into dist folder. That means it will bundle all the files and copy everything into a folder called dist folder. But if you, many times in interviews, they ask like, can we change this dist folder and we can put any another folder? You can do it. What you can do is you can try the command ng-build and you have to change output path. Output path is equal to any new folder name you can give. That means here the frequently asked question is, can we build into any another folder? So answer is yes, we can build into another folder. For that, you have to use the command like this: ng build output path and folder name. That is basic. Another question comes many times is actually Angular default path is path. It is HTTP localhost. You have seen 4200. Another question asked is, can we change this? Angular default path is this. So can we change? Yes, we can change the default path also. What you have to do is you have to run a command called ng build. We have to use base href command is equal to, you can write your path, HTTP localhost, and any another port number you can give, because sometimes if you are working with Java, .NET, other technologies, already those projects are running in a port number. If the port number is already in use, it will show an error saying that the port number is already in use, you use a different port number. In that case, you can use different one like this. Another important option is, so another question asked is, so by default project starts with the index page. Can we change? Can we change that index page and we can put any another page also? Answer is yes, we can do that. So here also you can change the path. How do we change the index page? Instead of giving index page, if you want to give some another page, you can use ng build and you can configure index equal to login. Like this you can define. These are all the commands for building your project. So after you successfully design the project, once the project is completely ready, now you have to build the project. Actually, these all commands are for various changing folder names and all. You can directly run ng build command. This ng build will check for all errors in your project. It will verify that there are no problems. Then finally, it allows you to deploy on any live servers actually. So let's see this part. First, in order to deploy and make any project live, first you have to build that project. So let's go to our project that we created yesterday. Yesterday, I designed one project for you that is with the routing technique. We created this Angular workspace. It is workspace Angular right here. And in this workspace Angular, so we created a project with routing. So we created one project with routing actually. Close. This is workspace Angular. So we created this project called, this is the project. So the project is iShop. That is the project we created. So iShop is the project that we designed. And this project, we want to make it live so that anybody can view it. We want to make it online available in a specific URL so that easily anyone can watch it. So how we can make this live? For that, first what we have to do, as we saw here, we need to build the application. So first we have to build the project. Let's see how we can build the project here. So generally, to build the project, first step is to build project. You have to run this command ng build and project is equal to, because you are having multiple projects. Otherwise, if you have only single project, then you can simply define ng build. But if you have multiple projects, then we have to run the command ng build project is equal to, and your project name, our project some iShop, that is the project name we have to use. That's how we need to configure. So you can see this is our project. Our project is iShop. First, we have to build this project. How to build the project? So you need to open the terminal. Building, as I told you, that it is the process of checking the errors and bundling all the files and keeping at one location, and that location is dist. So let's build the project here now. It's taking time for a terminal. Let's sometimes terminal cannot load properly. So once we will open the project again. Yeah. So here it is taking some time for terminal. Let's say no problem. Here we will do one thing. We will open this in command prompt. Open the project location in command prompt. Explorer, yeah, this is the workspace location. Fine. So here what we have to do is we have to run the command. Here we need to run the command, and the command is here ng build. And which project to build? Project is equal to iShop. That is the command you have to run. So actually, in the older versions, to build project for production level, we have to use an option called flag called production. But now we need not to do that. By default, it is set for production. Just you have to run ng build and project name. Now, as I showed you, what will happen is when you build, it will check for syntax errors. It will check for all dependencies. It will check for directives and metadata. And if everything is fine, it will translate all your logic into JavaScript, and it will create a folder called dist. Everything is kept inside the dist folder. These all should happen. So let's run the command here. ng build project iShop. So it will compile, it will run, and it will check for all the errors here. If there are no errors, then it will generate a folder called dist. That folder is ready for production. That means we can use it for live. So it is building your project now. It is generating browser bundles. It is compiling your project. And finally, it will create one new folder called dist. All the project related files are kept inside the dist folder. So before doing this, you have to first create your project completely. Yeah? Right. So it is done. Build successful happened. So it built successfully. Everything is ready. So once build is successful, you can observe that actually once build is successful, you can go to your project. In the project, you can see a folder newly created called dist. So this is the folder that contains entire project, and this is used for production. That means making your project live. This dist folder is used for production, so it will become live. So what you have to do is you have to build the project first. We done that. So our project successfully built. After building the project, the next stage is deployment. Deployment means making it live. How do we make it live? Actually, deployment is nothing but technically deploying is the process of making our application live so that anyone can use it. There are two techniques. Generally, you can deploy your project on local servers. Two things, local servers, or you can deploy on cloud servers. If you are working with Java, .NET, Python, PHP like technologies, you might have seen all your projects, .NET project or Java projects, they are currently working on local servers. That means they are deployed on local servers. I hope you people know which local server Java people are using and which local server .NET people are using. Can you tell your local server names? What is the server you are using? .NET people, Java people are using this. Java people are using Tomcat, right? Yeah. And yes, Tomcat is the local server you are using. .NET people, they will be using, .NET people will be using IIS as web server actually. They use a local server called IIS, Internet Information Services. So there are so many local servers. So like you have IIS is a local server. IIS is actually Internet Information Services Manager. That is IIS1. We have servers like XAMPP. XAMPP is one server. We have services like WAMP. So we have a server like MAMP. These are all local servers. Of course, you have this Tomcat, right? Right. These are all local servers. Now, in those local servers, you can test your project, you can run your project, and you can see your project. Now, if you want your friends or any another person to view your projects and all, for example, you are attending some interviews. When you are attending interviews, if anyone asks you like, Can you show your works, what you have done? Any sample projects, examples that you have done? Then you cannot say that I have in my laptop or desktop. I will open and show you. Actually, as a software developer in the modern generation, you must have your profile. You must have your profile online. These days, I hope you know people are building online portfolios. Huh? Have you heard about that? Online portfolios. So people are building online resumes actually. Online resume means, so I hope you have seen a lot of portfolio websites. Huh? Portfolio, yeah. Folio templates I will show you. You might have seen a lot of portfolio templates online. People are building these type of portfolio. So see, these are the portfolios actually. Means several examples are there here. I will show you. So portfolios, templates, some best themes are there. I will show you. You can see these are all portfolio themes and templates actually. That means these are nothing but usually what people do is they build online like resumes, online resumes like all, so many are there. So many ready-made templates will be there. So you can see those templates, portfolios. You can see these are all portfolio templates actually. So what people are these days doing is, so they are designing portfolio, and portfolio means your resume, like online, your resume. And here, what you can do is, these are all templates actually. A simple one, which is good for you, I will show you here. So you see, this is like, that means this is like online. So technically, what is that is, we can showcase our work here. Generally, a resume cannot showcase your work. Huh? A resume can tell only what work you have done, but it cannot showcase your work. To showcase, that means you said that I done a project, then where you will show your project in resume? Huh? Can you show your project in resume? You cannot show your project in resume. You cannot show how it is working and running. Portfolio allows you to do that. Huh? That's a general thing everybody knows. I hope at this level you have idea on portfolios and resumes and all these things, because in the modern generation people should have idea on them. Huh? Now cloud servers, so many are there. So we create and deploy on cloud servers so that everybody can use. So many cloud servers are there. We have cloud servers like Firebase. We have cloud servers like Azure. We have cloud server like GitHub Pages. GitHub Pages. So like AWS, like now, you have like Netfile. So these are all cloud servers actually. These are various cloud servers that we have. We can deploy on these cloud servers, but very important is, here you are learning how to push your project into cloud. You are learning how do we push the project into cloud. Actually, to work with cloud environment, you have to have good knowledge on cloud technologies. Means configuring databases, configuring APIs, everything. So here in Angular, we will learn how to push our Angular projects into cloud so that we can make them live, so that we can make it available to everyone. So I will show you a cloud service here. Actually, if you are working with Java, .NET like technologies, have you learned any cloud servers? Do you have any idea on cloud servers? Have you learned GitHub? I hope you people are these days learning GitHub. You know, everyone have idea on GitHub, right? Achha, okay. So if because it is good if you have idea of that, you can make your project live and you can show it what happening here. Because even when you are practicing, suppose you want to show what are the problems in your project, some issues are coming and you want to show that to your trainer, your faculty, then what you can do is you don't need to carry your laptop. You can simply push it on GitHub and you can use that URL and show him anywhere you want. And he can see there, he can identify what issues you are facing and he can provide you a solution, right? So that is good actually these days. That is enough. At general level, how do we push and how do we commit and define inside a Git? That is enough actually. So today I will show you a simple example of how do we use Firebase actually. Firebase is nothing but Firebase. I will show you how to deploy Angular project on Firebase. Firebase is actually a Google Cloud actually. So Firebase is Google Cloud. Generally, cloud is not always free. You have to purchase cloud services, but a free account you can create and use it with certain limits. We have to use all the facilities, means you have to purchase the cloud account, but the free account is enough for you. What you do is you open first, we will see the process, how we can deploy Angular project on Firebase. First step, you have to create a new project on Firebase Cloud. You have to create a new project on Firebase Cloud. Actually, Firebase HTTPS, it is firebase.google.com. You can go here. You can go and you can log in with your Google account. So with general Google account, you can log in here. So let's open here. So firebase.google.com. You can open this Firebase and you can log in into Firebase. I already logged in. If not, it will ask login. I already logged in, so no problem. If not, then I have to provide just user ID password of my Google Gmail account. Then I can log in with that Gmail account. Now in this, actually pricing is also there. That means you have to pay money for using more resources and all. As of now, free account is enough actually. So first open this Firebase, and what you have to do is create a new project. That means you have a plus button there, so called create project. You have to click that button. You can see there is it is present in console. Okay, first I will show here simple, like open Firebase Cloud. After that, go to console. You will see right side here, there is an option console. Go to console. You go to console, there you will find add project option is there. So that plus button, go to console and say add project. When you select add project, already I have some projects here. So I will click an add project here. You click add project. Actually free account, they will give you certain limit. You cannot have several projects. So almost, I think they give 9 or 10 projects for free. You can create and manage, but with certain limits. So if you want to use more, then you have to pay. Free is enough for us. Click on add project. Now it will ask the project name. You have to give a name for the project. So after defining this, enter project name. Project name, you can give any name. So, but when you are giving the name, suppose I am giving as iShop, iShop, that iShop is already there because it is showing some hyphen code. This is, it indicates that already iShop is taken. So we will take here iShop, suppose Angular like this. iShop Angular is also there. So iShop Angular continues. It is also there. Suppose shop Angular, and suppose some name I will give. Okay, shop Angular online. Yeah, this is there. You see there is an option shop Angular online. So a unique name you have to give because it is going online. It will check that that name is not taken by somebody else. That is the reason you give a unique name. Make sure that a unique identifier is created here. If some codes are coming, then your URL also have such codes that doesn't look great in the appearance. That is the reason I am taking some reserved name, good name. Okay. So shop Angular online. So that is how we have to define. Okay. Once you configured the project name, after that, click on continue. So first step, you have to define the project name. I given as iShop and our project name is, yeah. So you click on the next step. So iShop online, iShop Angular online, like this. We just define some project name, any name you can give. After giving that, so you click continue. And in the next step, you have to choose analytics. That means second step is enable Google Analytics. Google Analytics is nothing but it will keep you complete help. It will provide you complete help about how people are watching your application, how people are using your application, how much time your application is being used, all such statistics it will give. So that is not mandatory, but it is good. You just enable Google Analytics for this project and click continue. In the third step, it will ask here, it will ask select default account. So you have to select a default account here. You have to choose the default account. You can see here, it is asking configure analytics. What is your Google account? Actually, you can have a paid account and a free account. By default, you will have a free account. Select the default account for Firebase. Sometimes if you pay for this, they will give you a paid account. That paid account will have more features, more resources, availabilities. So as of now, free account, default account is enough. So you just select default account. Okay, after selecting default account, click on create project. That's it. So default account, then click create project. So this is creating a new project for you. First, you are creating a project on your cloud account. After creating the project successfully on cloud account, now what we have to do, we have to connect our Angular project to this cloud project. Shop Angular online. Shop Angular online is our project. And here our project is iShop. Now what we have to do in Visual Studio Code, whatever the project you design, you need to connect this to cloud. And you have to upload all these files, not all these files, just dist is enough. That you don't need to do. You have to just run some commands. It will take care about that. I will show you how to do those commands now. So first step, what you have to do now is After creating the project, you create the project. After project is successfully created, that means now project is ready on Firebase Cloud. Firebase Cloud. It is ready on Firebase Cloud. What is the next step is what you have to do is you have to push your project, your Angular project into Firebase Cloud. Sorry. So you have to push your Angular project into Firebase Cloud. To do that, in order to do this, what you have to do now is you have to install Firebase tools. Actually, we have to use Firebase tools. Actually, if you are working on GitHub, if you are working on Azure, if you are working on AWS, for every cloud, separate library is provided by Angular. Angular provides, here you need to know, Angular provides various libraries for cloud, various libraries for cloud. So for Firebase, different library, AWS separate library. You can get it from official website of Angular. In Angular official website, there will be a deployment option. If you are learning AWS, Azure, or other cloud technologies, you can get the help about the library, how to install through AWS, how to install, what library to install, everything. Actually, you can get it from angular.io. This is official website. In this Angular official website, you can go to docs. In the docs, you will find the deployment related options. In the deployment, so it will show you various deployment options. Actually, it will be in developer guides. You go to developer guides. In developer guides, it will give you all the information. Means testing, deploying, and all. Or you can search simply here. So deployment, you can search deployment. There is a deployment option. Directly you can go there and it will show you the deployment on various technologies. You see, these are all technology: Firebase, Netflix, GitHub Pages, NPM, Amazon Cloud. And you can see that for that they are giving separate packages here. You have to add them and install them. And you just click which cloud you are using. You will get help about that cloud, how to configure, how to define and all. Because every cloud is not same, lot of changes will be there. You have to explore and you have to know by yourself how to handle that, right? So this is shop Angular online is finished. It is created. Now what you have to do is you have to install. Next step, install Firebase tools. Install Firebase tools on your PC. Remember, this is not for project. You have to install for your PC, because once you install for your PC, it is available for all projects. Your Java, your .NET, your React, your Angular, any project can use these tools. Okay, so you can globally install these tools. How to globally install? Anywhere in your computer, you have to run npm install globally Firebase tools. This is the command you have to run. That means open your command prompt and run this command. It will take some time to install all the Firebase library. Already Firebase library is installed in my computer. So I have to, you generally have to install npm install globally Firebase tools. Like this, we need to configure. Actually, it is completely installed in my machine. If not, you have to install like this. After installing, make sure that login into Firebase. Make sure that you have logged in into Firebase. For that, just what you have to do is you have to run the command Firebase login. That means anywhere here you run the command Firebase login. If already I logged in my browser, you can see in my browser I already logged in. So if not, what it will do is it will open the browser and asks you to enter your Google Cloud account user ID password. Google account user ID password of Gmail is enough to log in into this cloud. If already you logged in, then it will show the status that so you already logged in. So which account you logged in, it will display. Because sometimes you have multiple Google accounts, make sure that you are logged in to the same Google account where you created your Firebase project. Sometimes on your computers, you may have multiple Google accounts. So that will create problem. You are logging into one Google account in your browser. Here, there is another Google account logged in, then it will mismatch with projects. That is the reason, make sure that you log in. So it is logged in now. So this is already logged in. It is available. Already logged in with my account. Okay, next step. After you successfully log in, so you can see we log in successfully. Now, what we have to do is we have to simply push our project. We have to simply push our project into cloud. So we have to push the project into cloud. For that, what you have to do is, so you need to go to your Angular project, and add a new library. So for Firebase. In your project, you have to add a Firebase library. How to add a Firebase library? Just you have to run the command ng add, and you have to run @angular/fire. This is the library I have showed you in their official website. For AWS, different library. For GitHub pages, different library like that. So fire, and what is the project? Project is equal to Flipkart. So our project is equal to shopping, or our project is actually iShop. We have to give the project name. Any project, whatever you created. Our project is iShop. We have to just define that iShop. Now, we have to add Angular Fire library to our project. So run the command here. We have to use ng add @angular/fire, and hyphen project is equal to that project is iShop. We have to give the project name. So this is adding Angular to cloud requires this library. Okay, so once you add this, it will ask you few questions now. So what are those questions? So after it installs, it's asking Angular Fire 7 version will be installed. Would you like to proceed? Okay, yes, we will proceed. Next step, it will ask you what feature you want to use on cloud. That means you want hosting, you want analytics, or you want some server configurations, what you want to do on that cloud. It will ask that point. Actually, we are using only for hosting. So we have to choose the option hosting. Yeah, it installed successfully all the library, and it is asking now what you want to use. So what features would you like to set up? We want to set up only deployment. You have to select ng deploy. So what features you would like to set up? This is the question it asked here. And for that, actually, so it will ask what features you want to set up. You have to select ng deploy. Ng deploy. This is for hosting, actually. This is for hosting. You have to select that option. You see ng deploy. You can use up and down arrows. You can choose multiple options. Currently, we want only this ng deploy. We want that ng deploy. We don't want anything else to happen. Just I will use that ng deploy. After selecting this, enter. Now it configured for deployment and it is asking login into account. Yes, which Firebase account? Only one Firebase account is there. I selected it. Now it is asking into which project you want to deploy. Just now we created a project. What is our project name? Our project name is Shop Angular Online. So we have to select that project, Shop Angular Online. This is the project. So there are so many projects it is asking into which project you want to configure. So you have to define the project name, right? You have to define the project name. You can modify anything. Anyway, you can go back, you can make changes in your cloud anytime you want. There are project settings options available. Huh? Right. Now here it is asking, you can see, after I selected the project Shop Angular Online, now it is saying that what is the site it is going to create for you. Actually, this is the site address now. That means shopangularonline.web.app. That is the site address it is going to create. Okay, good. So that means you can give this address to anyone now so that they can see your project, but still not ready. Some more steps are there. We select that site. Okay, it is attached now. That means you are attaching the cloud project with our Angular project, but still not finished. After attaching the cloud project, that means configuration finished. So configuration is finished. Configuration finished. After configuration is finished, that means it created this site for you. That is the site generated for you. Yeah, this is the site. Let's take a copy of this. Yeah, that is the site created for you. And configuration is finished. After configuration is finished, you have to deploy all files into configured project. Into that configured project, you have to deploy all your files. For that, you have to run the command, run the following command. One more command you have to run. The command is ng deploy and the project is equal to iShop, whatever your project is. You have to define this. This is the final step. So after you configured the project connections, now you have to deploy. Deploy is nothing but pushing all the files. So what you have to do now, you have to deploy. So we have to run the command ng deploy and project. The project is equal to iShop. That is the project to deploy. Now what it will do is it will copy all the folders and files present in dist and it will keep into your cloud account. It is building, it is generating everything. Sometimes you need to keep little bit patience, because sometimes what happens, because you are using a free cloud account, sometimes it will show an error that server not responding, please try again. So few times, 1-2 times. So you have to try 1-2 times again. because when you are using free server, sometimes server is busy, it's not responding. Then you need to keep one to try more, one two times more. Then it will get you, it will finish. Sometimes, very rarely, if your connection is poor, it's not working properly, internet connection disconnected due to some technical issues, then you have to retry again. It will show you that errors. But if it is good enough, so it deploying will be finished. Once deploying is finished, now you can use this project is made available live for you. Whatever the project yesterday you have designed, it is now online. It will be made online. And that online site address is configured for you. So whenever you want any modifications, then every
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
Yeah, sorry, got disconnected for a while. Yeah, am I audible to everyone? Is it clear, right? Right, yes. Okay, let's see. Finish, yes, done, right. Okay, our deployment process here done, right. Right, you see now we deployed everything. Here it is ready. Now deployment is ready. You can see it says what is the last command we have to execute. The last command we have to execute, that is ng deploy. Ng deploy and the project is equal to shop iShop, that is deploy. It will deploy the complete project. So it is deployed. So deployment successful, it is done. Once deployment is successful, now it created the URL for you. And you see, this is the hosting URL. This is the hosting URL. Now, anyone can open this URL and you can see the project is live. I will open this URL now. So open. And you can see this is our project. This is what we designed yesterday. And you can see this is online now. It is available to everyone. So everyone can see this. So I can share this URL to everyone then, so you can see this project is coming in online and it is working fine. This is what we designed yesterday, right? So you clicked on some catalog, you click on shop, so it have to get that. You click on login, it should get that. You entered some user ID, some passwords, it should go to invalid. all this functionality is working and it is now live actually. It is now live. It is accessing and displaying those details here. So technically, we deployed our project and configured our project. This is the URL for our project. And it is using a simple routing technique also. Simple routing technique. So if any changes you are doing further, suppose every day you are doing some changes, means some modifications in your project. Now, every time you don't need to do all this process, what you have to do. So whenever you modify your project, you have to do two things. Just you have to build ng build and the project that you modify. Ng build project is equal to iShop. After you build, next step what you have to do is ng deploy. Deploy project is equal to some iShop like this. So whenever you do any modification in the project, you need to do these changes, right? For example, see here, suppose iShop project, yesterday we designed with a lot of components, iShop index HTML. You see, it is having so many links. So it is working with so many links. Now, when it is working with so many links, suppose already there are options like kids, shop, all. If you want to make any change, you want to add a new link, you need to configure a new link and how to manage that here. Simply like what you need to do some changes in your project. Suppose I want to change so women, men's, or some one more additional link I want to add, anything or any option I want to add, like so I'm using an anchor, say registered one option, but whatever modification you've done, it is not available here. So what you have to do is, so we have to technically define this into, let's go here. What you have to do now is you have to just build the project one more time, that is ng build. After doing every modification, you have to build, and the project is iShop. You do any modification, every modification is built here. So after building the project, you have to deploy it again. Build is successful, then you have to run the command again, ng deploy. Deploy project is iShop. So every time after you do the modifications, you need to run these two commands only, because already it is linked to your cloud environment. So you need to just do these two things every time. Just build and deploy after doing the modification. So it is deploying again. Once the deployment is finished, the new changes are updated into your online site. You can see now, I will refresh this and the modifications are there. The register option is newly added here. So any modification you are doing, every time you have to build and you have to deploy. These two steps you have to continue every time. That is enough. So this is deployment on Firebase. Like this, deployment on different cloud accounts will be in different ways. So you can get help from those manuals according to what cloud technology you have learned. You can use those libraries, install and configure them. This is enough to understand. So how the deployment option, one cloud account we are using, that is the Firebase cloud account, right? So similarly, you can try your GitHub pages, you can try AWS or Azure like things, and you can handle them, right? You can try this. So, and this is deployment and productions, right? How we can deploy in production. Everything you have to learn in your cloud technology. How do you take backup? How do you define performance? Yeah. Now, whatever the world of software engineering doubts, you can't ask in Angular only. Okay. All your software engineering doubts, you can't ask in Angular, and how to do this, how to do that. It is not about only Angular. It is about all your technologies, other technologies. Yeah. Right. So these are the options how we configure. Already we created a route guard. Route guard means we already I told you that this is not complete Angular batch. Huh? So if you have any problems, you contact your admin. This is not an Angular batch, complete Angular batch. This is for only NASCOM. Whatever is there for those contents, only that is delivered to you. Okay. Right. I will upload the zip file. With this, we complete all the concept designed for you. Okay. And we finish all the concepts configured for your syllabus, and I will upload all the zip file for you. You can go through that. Okay, this project zip file I will upload. Okay. Yeah, I will upload all that into this. Right. Yeah, I will upload all that notes and zip file for deploying and all. You can get it. So into our classroom, I will upload everything there. Yeah, I will try to upload all the interview questions also for you. Okay. Yeah. It is good to learn any cloud. It is good to learn any cloud accounts, right? Yeah. If you have idea on cloud, it will be good. Okay. Yesterday's routing example already I uploaded a document. You go through it. The project I will upload now. Right. I already told you that we finished this, right?